told them.
Elizondo?
Yeah.
He's a subject I want to interview for another
The one for UFOs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know about this.
You do?
When I worked at the Vehicle Assembly Building in Huntsville, Alabama, Dr. Werner von Braun I worked under.
You did?
I was technical illustrator there.
Really?
You really?
You'll have to tell me all about him.
Yeah, Dr. von Braun was a wonderful man.
Von Braun.
Werner von Braun. And he's buried in Virginia.
How does that? Why that's a discipline?
Understand, I've been many places and had many faces, but it's always been me.
You've just done like.
And you want to know something? Also, von Braun believed very strongly in UFOs. When they asked him, they said, "Where did we get our technology from, Dr. von Braun?" He went like this: reverse engineering. Giordano Bruno, my ancestor, said there were a multiplicity of universes, and each one of them, the stars, were a universe.
Really?
And that universe, okay, the universe of those stars was where they had everything going. And there were multiplicity of planets and everything there. Okay? All of it is right there, all of it. And people never saw it. And they burned my ancestor alive because he said that there were a multiplicity of universes. Hold on 1 second, I'm just going to go look at that picture, because then I will concentrate on that. You found a working member of the craft right here. I have to look at that picture. Then once I look at it, I'll know. Attachment, Karen. Okay. Please forgive me.
Of course.
B's and C's. I'm picking around this doggy. Initials B's and C's. B's and C's.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, listen, Karen. What are the B's and the C's around this dog? The initials B's and C's?
It's the owner's name.
BCH.
Right.
The doggy went out the door
Somebody lit off fireworks last night.
and got scared.
And she disappeared. Never did it before in her life. She's 6 years old. She's very attached to the husband, Robert.
Yes. Put his clothes outside. Put something of his outside out of the house.
David, I will tell them.
Right now.
They've been searching everywhere.
Okay, where's the road that's a fork in the road?
Just past them, there's a fork in the road.
Okay, tell them to look there right now. Now. Don't waste time. Go out there and look.
All right, so if you just go past their house, it goes right and left. There's a fork.
Go and look by the forks in that road. She got all confused. And go underneath, something underneath the house. I want them to check around the house.
I told them under the house, I told them they have a cabin, a little cabin for the kids on the property. I said, you've got to look underneath it. They looked underneath it. They looked everywhere. They've been out hiking in the trails.
The fork, by the fork in the road there. Something in the fork of the road there. She went, all right, you listen to me. Very careful. Tell them to go look now. I'm going to call my angels.
All right, go up to the fork in the road.
Go by the fork of the road. I don't see her dead.
Okay.
I did not see her dead, but scared. Scared. She was scared. Very scared. Very frightened, the poor little puppy.
All right. I want to call her now.
Now. All right?
Okay, thank you.
Love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Hey. My life is not my life sometimes. I love these. My girl, right? This is my friend Karen. Who makes sure that doggies. She's a dog officer. I'm sorry I have to leave the phone on, but I work.
Don't apologize.
Don't apologize.
You see, I work. There's a. Well, you saw legitimacy.
Yeah.
It's not a game. I don't play a game.
Yeah.
But see, my son, these are negative cards. You keep them away from the positives. They go to sleep. The cards go to sleep. And when they go to sleep, you got to keep them safe. Because they become part of you. Your tarot cards become part of you. That's why when you get them, you put them in incense, let the incense hit them. I put them in a colander, a pasta colander, and I put the incense underneath and let the smoke hit them. Okay? That's what you do. If you're going to work with magic, you have to be with magic.
Okay.
It's not a joke. It's a,
Yeah.
you know, it's not, what is a witch? A witch lives in magic from the day she's born. And magic is living. More living than you can imagine. There is magic even when people go across the street.
So is everything like it has some kind of sentience or some kind of living
Everything
energy?
has a soul.
Okay.
Even a stone has a soul. Everything has a soul. The soul light is in everything. And if anybody tells you different, then they're full of baloney. You see, these are not inanimate objects, but they're picking up your essence. All right. That's why we don't give things away that unless it's the time of that we feel we'll cross over. Then we'll find people who will respect these things.
Because they're picking up the right essence.
I will give people anything, all right, when I feel that is right. Okay, I feel that. But like we're talking now, light attracts light. You have said the picture of the Archangel Michael. It was around me, had light. Well, that is a phenomenon that happens. There are many things that happen. When I did an exorcism, at one point, I have pictures of it, my feet were up off the ground. That is the last exorcism I ever did. I came face to face with the most terrible force that I have ever seen. I don't think it had any religion. I don't think it had anything. It was just the most negative energy. It was in the house that I had gone to. And there, you could see like two of me. And on this, like a, you know, one of these cell phones, you can't get a double image on a cell phone. I don't believe you can, but there were two of me on that cell phone. One with the feet on the floor, the other one up. And that's when I was reciting the prayers from the Curia Romana, the Roman ritual. Although I do not like what the Catholic Church has done with the abuse, there are some light things that they have dealt with, the light. And you have to respect it. Okay? We have to love, like the Blessed Mother. What did she do wrong? She's like a goddess mother. Follow what I'm saying? Goddess mother. What did Christ ever do to anybody that was wrong? Nothing. He healed. He took people to be safe. He cared for people that were thrown down. He didn't make war on anybody or kill them. The war came by people who used his name, who wanted properties, who wanted people to give them monies, who wanted to suck off humanity. That's where the evil ones are. And they're still around now and don't think they're not. Who hurts a child follows the dark. And the Vatican has had many of them. Understand? And those who spoke against them were also hurt. Caring and goodness has to be part of it. Any religion. Destruction, inquisitions. Well, they brought my ancestor, Giordano Bruno, in front of the Inquisitional court. And he said, if you don't change your mind, we are going to kill you. That was February 11, 1600. Prior to that, in 1592, he languished in the dungeons of the Castel San Angelo. In fact, there's an Archangel Michael on that prison, Castel San Angelo. And he came out of that 8 years later to face the Inquisitional court, where there was a cardinal there, and he was made a saint in 1930. Against heretics he was. And they went ahead and they said, you, Giordano Bruno, change your mind, otherwise you will be burned alive. He looked at them, 19 cardinals, and said, go ahead and do that, because you who pronounced this sentence upon me. Roger Bellarmine was the cardinal's name. Do so with greater fear that I who receive it. That blood is in my veins. And I was a little girl once, and I had a friend who was refused communion because her family ate hot dogs on Friday. But every week that little Irish family put money in the envelopes to them. So she was coming home and she says, "Oh, her and her sister, the priest refused us to have communion because we ate meat on Friday." I said, "Really?" I was like 14 years old. The priest knew my family did not adhere to their teachings. So I said, "Come with me, Mary. I want to go. You and Susan, come with me." So we went over to the church. It was in Flatbush, Brooklyn, New York. And I sat before the priest and I said, he said, "What are you doing here? You're a heathen." I says, "No, I'm not. I'm a wise person." I said, "Why did you refuse them? Come unto me, all you. Come to me, the children." Didn't he not say that? Didn't Yeshua ben Yosef say that? Oh, excuse me, his name was Jesus Christ, Greek term, I said to him. I said, "Listen to me, right now. I'm 14 years old, but inside is old. I come from old. You abuse them mentally. Their parents have 8 kids because they don't believe in birth control." Oh yeah, I gave it to him 14 years old. I was a wise mouth for a man. I was old. So he went ahead and said to me, "Well, that's the way it is." I said, "No, that's not the way it is. You sit here and eat roast beef. And they have to worry about eating a tuna fish sandwich." Can I tell you something? There's a lady across the street from me you go see every Friday night, Saturday. I said, "This lady is a widow. I guess you're giving a benediction. Because you don't, it must be a long one because you come out about 5 in the morning. A long benediction," I said to him. "What do you mean?" I said, "No, I got a picture of you on my baby brownie camera. You go to have a baby brownie. I got a picture of you coming out, going in and coming out." I said, "That's the ins and outs of life, Father, isn't it?" Oh, I was in trouble. No. I said, "I think you better think twice about giving these children their right to have communion." Wow. He came out of there. "Mary and Susan, you can have your communion. I didn't know your family was in financial straits." You weasel. So I said, "Oh, wait. Father's also going to make sure your family has fish every Friday night because the church helps the poor who have 8 children," I said. When I got home, my mother said there was a telephone call from the church and said, you're raising a hellish child." So my mother said, "No, we follow Michael the Archangel. Too bad about you. That's your nightmare, my daughter." Oh, it was wonderful. I loved it.
And your family, you were always like this?
Always. 11 years old, I walked in the church with my mother. She took me into church, big mistake. I said, "I want to see everything, and, you know, we've had you baptized. I want because we have to." She said, "We have to hide underneath. Ave Maria, Ave Diana." Oh, yes. We hid, and that's why we survived. So, he said, "I want you to sit there nicely in this church, and there's only good things there." But I looked at my mother. "Okay, how about Giordano Bruno, Ma? They burned him." "Hello, Ma. You told us the history of the family. And then Donna Marietta, who was treating people with the bubonic plague. Ma, what are you talking about?" "Shut up."
How old were you when she first told you that story?
Oh, when we were children, like 7, 8 years old, we could learn the words were taught, understand? Because still it was by oral tradition. Look, anyways, go there. They brought me in the church, and I sat there. Music was beautiful. Smelled nice. All right, I sat there. Oh Lord, I am not worthy, he said. Mom, why does he say I'm not worthy? What did I do wrong? Shut up. I sat there like this, rocking back and forth. I got up and I said, why are you lying to these people? They're all worthy. They were created in the image of God and the angels. Why are you lying to them? My mother grabbed me by my two pigtails that long. Dragged me up. She says, what are you trying to do? Trying to do? This is a place of lies. Don't bring me in here again. I got home. My aunt was there. All of them was Sunday dinner. And she says, you know, come basta questa qua. And the time she goes, he says, what'd she do? She got up in the church and told the priest he was a liar. He said, what? Oh, my aunt says, sit down, Madeline. Yeah, have some ice cream. Why are you giving her ice cream? Because she told the truth. And truth is sweet. A lie is bitter. Alright? Understand me. A lie is bitter. So, from that day on, I never forget, I had a light blue dress on with blue pink flowers, little Mary Jane shoes, and my hair is in braids. I looked like the perfect little girl.
Causing trouble in the church.
11 years old. Okay, that was it. But I did love the church when nobody was there. I was on a TV show back in New York, and I was 18 years old. I think it was on WPIX many years ago. I'm 82 now. Really 28. Full of mischief. Well, anyway, goes ahead. Says, he was a born-again Christian minister. I respected him. He talked about Christ with respect. He said, so tell me, what is a witch? And I sat there and I looked and I bowed back and forth again. W stands for wisdom. I, integrity. T, truth. C, courage. And H, honor. Sir, have you had that? You could call yourself a witch too. He shut his mouth. He never asked me another question. I said, let me tell you, when you know the history, it's not just we all come from the goddess, running around the circle. Do you know your roots? I want to do magic. Do you know your roots? Do you know how many people were killed and murdered? 80% of European magical practitioners were murdered by the Inquisition. But 80% of Italy survived. Why? Ave Maria, Ave Diana. Hello. We knew how to protect ourselves. We baked the bread. And on the bread we put the symbol of the pentacle. We put the symbol of the equilateral cross, which meant honor for all humanity. We would join them together, because you see the cross here has the pentacle in the center. Understand me what I'm saying to you? Mm-hmm. So we baked our bread, our craft cake, and we put the symbols on it. So when the goons, the papal goons came around, oh, we have to see where your magical things are. Well, the rolling pin was our wand. A plain cup was our chalice. The pentacle was the bread. We ate it. Here, have some, we'd say. Have bread. We gave them our pentacle to eat. That was the humor of the Italian people.
So there's no separation between, you're not just a witch for 30 minutes here and there.
No.
You live it.
I live it every day. Did you ever see a witch have an army to go kill? No. You never will. We're not against people of different gender. We're not against gay. We're against destruction.
So are you trying to teach humanity love?
That's exactly what I want to put a love bomb on this earth. A great big nuclear love bomb. Kill nothing. Respect. to the point where I didn't want to even be here anymore. What I was seeing out there, the hate. I knew Martin Luther King and his wife Coretta. I was in Huntsville, Alabama, 1965.
Oh my God.
I went for a little walk one day with Jessie Martha Drake, and I was called a white N. My granddaughter's father's from Sierra Leone, Africa. She's biracial. She's not black, she's not white, she's the best of both. I'd like to see some son of a gun go into school and kill my granddaughter. I'd show you the other side of my coin. You will not like me. What is going on now out there, and guns and everything? Yes, I believe in the right to bear arms. If you are qualified. That's our First Amendment rights. But not that these kids can go and get any gun they want and get high on some cockadoo and think that they can go kill and murder. That cannot be. Responsible gun control. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
About abortion, I'll tell you that too. Use birth control. Use your head. What you got between your legs is unarmed forces. Use it wisely, damn it. Understand what I'm saying to you? Everything has to have responsibility. My family came here in 1913. My uncle went right into the service of this country. My grandmother, 1898. She was a midwife in New York. She was midwifing people in the, what do you call it again, 5 Points section. You ever see the movie with Sweeney Todd? Nobody wanted to go to the Irish section and deliver babies. Oh, no, not even doctors. My grandmother went. Not only went and delivered the babies, but brought the mothers food. For the whole week, she would go back and forth and bring big tubs of tap. So she used to talk to her. I know why you Irish people keep having babies. Say, why, Victoria? Because you like Italian food. My grandmother was 6 feet tall, red hair, green eyes. Would you want to tangle with her? No, you would not want to tangle with my grandmother. I'm the midget part of the family, on my father's side, for sure. But understand me. It's all about caring. Grandma was coming home one night, and in the alleyway she heard, right, my mother was born February 19, 1908. 2 weeks later she was out delivering babies. She was walking home and heard the alley. It was a cold winter night. She said, oh, we got a kitty cat. It wasn't a kitty cat. It was a baby in the garbage can. The umbilicus was still there. Right away she took care of it. Took her cape off, wrapped the baby, went home to my grandfather. He said, Michael, he said, his name was Michael. We got him in the family home. He says, Victoria, they didn't want the baby? He says, no, Michael, get the cotton batting, open the oven, we got to save this baby's life. Upstairs was a wet nurse. Said, come down, come down, come down, come down, come down. We need you. And he comes out. Victoria, what are you doing with the baby? They didn't want the baby? No, 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 I'll tell you the story. She told me the story. In the garbage can, my grandfather says, we're keeping the baby. It was a little boy. He also happened to be a black baby. So my grandmother says, he's black. I don't care, my grandfather says. She knew he'd say that. So she says, I wouldn't care if he's purple, yellow, green, or orange. He's coming with us. He's our friend. Grandmother goes and registers the births. Because at that time, I believe it was Bellevue Hospital in New York. He registered the births and says, he's a doctor. He's a black doctor. She knows him. His name was Burke. He said, I'm trying to remember the words my mother said. Dr. Burke, why are you crying? He said, my wife's sterile. She can't have any babies. Your wife's sterile? Does your wife like Italian food? And here she is, this big tall woman, Dr. Burke. He says, Victoria, are you crazy? I just told you my wife can't have children. I asked you, does she like Italian food? Well, he said, yeah. Sunday you come for dinner, and we'll talk about babies.
Oh, really?
So my grandmother goes home and says, Michael, we have a home for the baby. What are you talking about? Never mind. My grandmother made this Italian food and everything. They come over. Sits there. And she says, Mrs. Burke says, can I please hold Miguelina? That's my mother. That's the picture there. Right. So my grandmother says, no, you cannot hold Miguelina. You don't want me to touch it? No, I didn't say that. So she goes in the other room and brings the little baby boy out. You can have this one, no. Would you like him? Where'd you get him? Wait, where'd you get him? Never mind where I got him. God works in mysterious ways. Goddess works in mysterious ways. Their wonder to perform. My grandmother, Victoria, was a wonderful woman. Yes, she grew cannabis too. Oh, yes, she did. And she used to make tea out of it for women who, when they were pregnant, to ease the pain. Oh, you shall not have a baby without pain. Oh, well, do me a favor, you wackos. They should have pain. Imagine a priest having his menstrual cycle every month and then giving birth.
No, I can't imagine.
They said they cry if they're constipated. I'm sorry, dear God. Oh, they're not going to like me on this show. You're doing.
So really, what you are saying, everything you talk about, there's a synergy to every single thing. There's no coincidence.
No. All the forces are this. The light, the caring. I worked for somebody who said, you didn't teach me anything. I said, did you not watch me every day? Did you not watch when people went by the window and little children were there and I go like this? And they come in the shop and I give them my tip money and tell them go buy ice cream? You didn't learn that, did you? That is the true craft. It's to give, it's to live, and to live is to give. What are you talking about? And the gods will provide. You sneeze on the truth. Give her Kleenex. Remember Kleenex.
Excuse me.
So
understand me.
Thank you, Garrett.
So when you're given,
I'm good.
It's a circle. The circle is to give, is to live, and to live is to give.
And that's what magic is.
That is a giving. It's not just, I'm a high priestess. I'm a high priestess, pompous, rectus extraordinaire. I have $1 million in my bank account. Good.
Yes.
And if the gods put a hand on you and let you suffer, that $1 million can go take a walk. All right? By the grace of God and Goddess, I had 2 knees replaced last year at the same time. Wasn't easy. I'm just learning to walk again. My husband's a Vietnam vet, and he has kidney disease.
So does all of this, these rituals, the spells, is that to help you with keeping this mindset that you have?
Yes. Every ritual I get up in the morning, I say, thank you, God and Goddess, I'm here today. Sometimes I get down. Sometimes I cry. I'm human. And I have good friends around me. That they've seen the frailties I have. But my frailties aren't for me. It's for those around me, like my husband. I cry for him that he went through Vietnam, pulling people out of swamp and rice paddies that were covered with what do you call it again, rotten things all over them, some dead, some alive, and putting them into helicopters. I cry for him that he was an Agent Orange that had killed his kidneys. I cry for him every day. But I will not let it kill me.
And is that what magic is for as well, to help you with?
To help me combat that which is negative, so that I can impart the positive energy to those people that come to me. I care about people. It's caring. If you don't care, forget about it. Don't call yourself a magical practitioner, because then you might as well call yourself a tree stump.
But there are people out there that believe if you flip the pentacle upside down and the cross upside down, you can use magic to make yourself powerful, prestigious. this.
Then their life is upside down. And I've seen it happen. Oh, you pay a price.
Like these people from the Church of Satan. And
I'm not, you know, they have a right to have their beliefs. They're not coinciding with mine. I don't detract from them. They detract from themselves. But somebody said to me, you know, Lori, do you curse people? I said, no. I tell people, look in the mirror. They're their own worst curse. You are looking for power. Stick your finger in the socket. You'll get more power. Make sure it's wet. This way it will go through it. All right?
Yeah.
But if you choose to do the negative, you will pay. And pay well. And then you will be in your own private hell. Do what you will and harm none. You do not. I know people. Somebody said, Lori, this man paid somebody a voodoo priest. And the guy called me, a voodoo priest from New Orleans, going, you know, somebody you know asked me to do something against you. I said, good. How'd it feel? He said, I wouldn't do it. He wanted to pay me. And that's because he's a coward. Tell him to come to my door and look me in the face. If he has the gullions to do it. That means B-A-L-L-S. To do it. Oh, I said something bad. Ladies have balls too. They're called ovaries. We need somebody who knows what it is to fry bologna and make sure they can eat. We need a human being, a caring soul. All right? The other countries need to learn respect too of this country. And they have to be taught to care too. When you see Russia invading Ukraine, what was your gain? People died.
Yeah.
It's the most horrific thing I've seen. It reminds me of the time of Adolf Hitler. Understand? Terrible. So this is my dear what a witch learned. And we'll see. I never stop learning. I teach to learn and I learn to teach. Never did we stop. We don't know it all. No one knows it all. No one ever has known it all. And whoever makes them, you think they do, they're the most ignorant. Right? We have to keep together, all of us. Someday I hope to see one of the craft and the Magi in Washington, D.C.